Hi, DPN and PTO board. Thank you so much for your time. We are the Delta Student Board. I am the president, Angie Laughlin.
Hi, my name is Eliza Kalina, and I'm the Vice President of Strategy.
Hi, my name's Jessica Liu. I'm the Co-Vice President of Communications along with Nicole Malinsky.
Okay, so in this presentation, we are going to go over the Delta Creed, which is sort of a big what we believe in statement, attitudes about alcohol and marijuana, including survey data, which we collected, after parties, like the homecoming after party that people have. And we interviewed people and collected data for this, and tips from teens on what parents and guardians should do about alcohol and drug use. Okay, so this is our Delta Creed. I'll just read it out loud. We are passionate, motivated, and accepting leaders who seek to bring about change by inspiring our peers with positive drug awareness and building a supportive culture. We influence others through example. We promote our ideas using inspiration and empowerment of others. We push to see the best version of ourselves. We honor our family and friends. We value respect, equality, honesty, hard work, and helping others. There's some highlighted words. Okay, so the Delta Youth Advisory Board. We have chapters at both DHS and Highland Park High School. We're the chapter at Deerfield High School, and we're supported by the nonprofit organization Community the Anti-Drug, CTAD for short, and we collaborate with CTAD on many priorities like drug use in our communities, and we help through like the schools and the high schools and how to like use prevention tactics within students. Okay, so Delta survey. So we collect data for Delta, and there's a very special week, Red Ribbon Week in October, and another special week in National Prevention Week in May. And we've been collecting data since October of 2018, and we get 250 to 300 responses each time, and in exchange for a very healthy popsicle. And during remote learning, these things were distributed electronically, and we try to seek out our own data.
So our Delta survey measures a lot of different things. First, we looked at alcohol and marijuana use. The perception of wrongness went up, which is what we want. The perception of harm risk goes up when it aligns with what we want, and we want the perception of coolness to go down. And we want the use to go down. So this is what we want. And we work on these factors to influence what we want to create change in our community. And our ultimate goal is to decrease the amount of marijuana and alcohol use, and that's kind of our purpose with our club, Delta. Okay, so before the pandemic, a lot of our things went down. In the past 30 days, alcohol and marijuana use went down, perception of wrongness stayed about the same, perception of harm went up for alcohol and down for marijuana, which is bad. However, the perception of coolness went down for both. During the pandemic, we got some interesting stats. So a lot of it was great. So the amount of alcohol and marijuana usage went down. This perception of wrongness went up, or approximately up. The perception of risk and harm went up. The perception of coolness went down, and these are things we wanted. When we were back in school, this is the data that we got. So the past 30 days, it was the lowest ever use of alcohol based on our data. And however, there was some increase in the amount of marijuana usage according to our data. However, the perception of wrongness increased and was the highest it's ever been according to our data for alcohol and marijuana, which is great. The perception of harm went down for alcohol, which is something we want to target and focus on. However, it is apparent that the perception of marijuana within our community increased, and people know there's a high risk, which is great. And the perception of coolness kind of stayed stagnant and went a little bit up. So we want to basically focus on those things in the future with our club. So what can we do? We needed more information then attitudes, we needed to look where these students were using alcohol and marijuana. And we talked to multiple students about homecoming and their situations after homecoming. Based on being students, we know that after the homecoming party, a lot of people do after situations or after parties. And we kind of wanted to talk to our student body and see what the substance use was there and how we can make a difference and kind of get to know on a person to person level what's been going on in the community.
So our post-homecoming data, so 92% of the students that we interviewed went to homecoming, and 93% of those students went to an after party, and about half of those students noticed an adult chaperone, which is not something we particularly like because we think it's important for students to notice that there's an adult chaperone that is there at the parties and making sure that everything is going okay. So how did they get there? 24% used a party bus to get to their after party, 31% drove themselves or with their friends, and 46% have their parents drive. 42% went to a party with alcohol, but 61% of those students preferred if alcohol was not there, which is good. And then 24% of the students went to a party with marijuana, but 71% of students preferred if marijuana was not there, which is great because we want more people to not want drug use and alcohol use to be at their parties. The source of the alcohol, so the most, 32%, was from a parent or bought with a fake ID. 18% did not know where the alcohol came from. 16% said it was from somebody's house. And 2% said it was from an older sibling.
So basically, we talked to our Delta members to look for ideas for parents because we know it's hard as a parent because you don't have a personal look into the social life. And we wanted to get information from our members to kind of give suggestions for you and others. So basically, some people suggested that they have parents check people in at the beginning of the night. I personally think this is a great way to lower the amount of substance use because then it shows that the parents are paying attention, and also you can kind of keep an eye on of what's coming into the party and who's there and what the environment is like. Also, having an open and honest conversation with your child, because as we've learned, there definitely is a lot of alcohol and substance use, and there definitely is going to be things that go on in high school. So it's important to have an open and honest conversation with your child so you can right size expectations and more. Through setting ground rules and expectations, you allow you and your child to be on the same page for what's going on at the party, and you allow for the environment to be more drug-free and more. And also, we found that sending out an email to the parents or to the people attending your party in advance, explaining the environment is also a great way to show ground rules and kind of explain what you want this party to be like. Because we know that some parents have different ideas and some kids have different ideas of what is okay and what's not okay. But as being the person who's hosting the party and right sizing your rules, you're more likely to have people follow them when you set your expectations and your ground rules for the parties. So basically, some other ideas we got was creating a pre-planned activity that are drug-free, like karaoke or color wars. We feel like these are good ideas to make sure kids have fun versus turning to alternatives that involve substances. Also, looking into out-of-home activities like trampoline parks or bowling. These are also great ideas that people suggested. Additionally, checking people's bags as they walk in. It's a super easy way to kind of make sure what's coming in is okay for your party and so much more. And also, keeping alcohol out of sight is a great idea because sometimes kids will see alcohol and see the home supply and kind of get the wrong idea. And this is not all kids by any means. However, it is the right idea to kind of keep it out of sight so kids don't feel tempted. However, we know that's not all kids who would feel tempted by alcohol being near. Here are some good news that we found. 9 out of 10 students value their health, support their friends, care about the environment, and work hard for success. 4 out of 5 students try to make the world a better place, follow their dreams, and a majority deal with stress in healthy ways. Overall, we take data to kind of see what's going on in the community, and we want to make sure we are inspiring a positive change. With this data from homecoming and the Red Ribbon Week and more, we're just trying to see what's going on in the community, but also we like to use this data to create a positive change. Through talking to you guys and doing other campaigns and other fundraisers and other opportunities with our club, we are just kind of trying to get our message out. Additionally, with our club, we meet every other week. We brought a lot of students in of all different grades. And also we signed posters. We put posters around the school with our message, "You got this," to inspire a drug-free environment, basically to help inspire a positive change. Thank you so much for your time. And overall, a lot of our resources and our help is funded and given to us by the community, the anti-drug, and we really appreciate their help. We are the leadership team of the DHS chapter of Delta, but there also is a Highland Park chapter, and there's other groups that also follow our memo. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.